Classic League Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 290 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. Dustin, what is going on, man?
My eyes are really dry.
Oh, no.
I was outside all day yesterday. Solly had his first field day. And then,
Field day! Oh, that was the best!
it was great. He was super excited. And then what do you call it? Mowed the lawn.
I love mowing the lawn now.
Yeah.
It's
do you
annoying.
have a push mower?
Yeah. Well, self-propelled push.
Yeah. I just recently made the switch to push mower. It's so much better.
From
riding mower.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you were going to say from automatic or self-driving or whatever. Is yours like straight push? Like there is no drive assist?
Mm-mm.
Man.
Yeah. I put a weighted vest on when I go.
Those 80s, you're so nostalgic, you have those 80s like ankle bands that they used to, they were a big deal.
Yeah.
So the downgrade, yeah, I've got a little lot. Like my yard's not big. I can mow the front and back in about 40 minutes. My neighbor, dude, drives a riding lawnmower. It must take him 8 minutes to mow the lawn. Like, what are you doing? I thought maybe he inherited it.
Yeah.
No, he bought it.
Huh.
So now, what made you downgrade? In quotes, downgrade.
So my next door neighbor, best friend, has a riding mower, and I thought I would hit like the majority of that, and I have the push mower for like under trees and such.
Yeah.
But I just took it out to the backyard just to try it out, and I did the whole backyard just with the push mower. Like it was so much easier.
Yeah. I love just putting in like my earphones, a podcast, and I just kind of zone out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with the riding mower, you have to pay a lot more attention.
Yeah, and if something happens where like you start mowing and then you see a branch that you didn't see before, so you have to stop, you have to get off the thing, you have to get the branch, you got to throw it off, and you got to get back on and start the thing, and
with the push mower, you can just do a little skirt around it, pick it up, do a backtrack, and get right back online.
Exactly.
I'm right there with you, man. I've got big maple trees around my house, so the branch problem is real where I live. Yeah. So, well, awesome, man. I'm glad that you have bettered your mowing life. Hank Hill would be very proud of you. Actually, no, I think Hank Hill does have a rider.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. I've thought about, I am soon going to be doing, my buddy Matt convinced me to try dethatching. You heard of this? Mm-hmm. Dethatching your lawn? It's where you, because of the trees that I have a lot of shaded areas, so the grass is really... Don't worry, guys, we're getting to video games here real soon. But basically, it's this like rake thing that pulls up all the brown, dead grass.
Mm-hmm.
So it... You know how forests have like the canopy and then nothing grows underneath it? But like the leaves and stuff suffocate everything? This essentially lets more... It takes all the dead crap out. But like, really digs in, and looking at my yard, I need the help. So I bought into the idea of doing a dethatching. Let us know if you ever heard of dethatching. This is the first time I've ever heard of it, and everybody I've asked about it has also never heard of it. So is this like some new... Is this going to be like eggs and cholesterol, where they told us not to eat eggs in the 80s, and then they come to find out like, oh, actually that was wrong. You totally should have been eating eggs. Like, am I going to find out, like, no, you want to leave that dead stuff there? It actually is better?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm going to find out. And if it goes horribly wrong, I can hire somebody, right?
Yeah, then you have to rethatch.
That's the racket, Dustin. You have cracked the code.
We got to start on our rethatchers immediately.
Scott's Miracle Lawn has been duping me. So yeah, cool. You been doing anything else other than Normal dad stuff?
No, trying to get in video games whenever I can.
Cool.
That's about it.
Yeah, me too. I was late on video games the last couple of weeks. I went and saw Tool.
All right.
Tool's fucking amazing. Still, like, probably them and Radiohead are my favorite bands. But I got to hear... They haven't released a new album since 2016, or since 2006. And they're finally going to April 30th of this year. But them being one of my favorite bands, I got a chance to hear 2 new songs for the first time live performed by them instead of hearing it. They were on YouTube, so I didn't listen to YouTube. And so before I got to hear it on the album, I got to hear new stuff live, which I think,
cool.
As someone that likes to play guitar and really likes going to concerts, that was a really great way to experience some new music.
Dude, that's awesome.
But going and watching the videos back from a different show, they suck. Like, they're well done, but you watch, like, it's different live. Like, there was this tone that Justin Chancellor had in the song Descending at the end of it. And, I mean, it was just this thunderous, big, rich tone. And you watch the YouTube video, and it's like, this sucks. Because, it's filmed on someone with an iPhone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing, but it just has me really excited for the album to come out in August. It'll be very cool. I'll be gearing up for college football and listening to Tool, which sounds perfect. That's what I did in college a lot. So, yeah, go see Tool if you have an opportunity out there, guys. Man, I love that band so much. All right, so I guess before we get into the show, thanks everybody that's still here after chit-chatting for a bit. Dustin, you've been listening to Retro Game Club.
Yes, and I heard that Hugh watched your Contra run.
Yes, I sent him an email. Rob was saying he had a friend that claimed he could beat Contra without dying. And Hugh's like, I call shenanigans. So I sent him it was one of the earlier episodes. So I sent an email and I'm like, Hugh has a friend too that can beat Contra without dying. Yeah. And then I heard that episode too. And he was like, yeah, I was on my lunch break eating grocery store sushi, which he's like, statistically is one of the safest things you can eat, which I loved that tangent. But yeah, he spent a lunch break watching me beat Contra without dying. Very flattering. Yeah, store sushi sounds... It's funny that he says the supermarket sushi is statistically extremely safe. I have heard... We have a Kroger here that has sushi chefs. So you can get it to order or they've got prepackaged stuff. I hear nothing but great things about it.
That's awesome.
I'm skeptical. Even though I'm like so-so on the sushi down the street, I'll still go to that restaurant instead of... going to Kroger. We've got a couple places surprisingly in Findlay, we have a nice selection of really decent, pretty good sushi.
That's good. In the 80s, I remember that being kind of like a yuppie, like
almost
downtown.
Caviar.
Yeah, exactly. Like you wouldn't get sushi, like it was unheard of to find that somewhere.
Yeah.
Now you can get it pretty much anywhere.
Yes, and
that's great because sushi's awesome.
Sushi is freaking delicious. I love it. Now, are you a okay? For one, do you like wasabi? Do you
yes.
wasabi? Okay, all right. Now, are you one of these delinquents that mixes sushi or mixes wasabi with soy sauce?
No,
and then dunks it?
No. That's ridiculous.
You put the wasabi on the roll, then you dunk the
correct
the roll. Okay. All right.
No, I don't even eat soy sauce.
Really?
Like I just wasabi and sushi. I'm good.
Dude, it's liquid salt. How can you not love it?
It is. It's literally liquid salt. Yeah.
I love soy sauce. I hate how much I love soy sauce. Yeah, well, I love wasabi on sushi.
Yeah.
I'm also not that picky with sushi. I don't like the ones that have cream cheese in it. That feels like they're cheating with flavor.
Okay.
No? Feels lazy.
I don't know. I've never met a sushi I didn't like. So
Well, maybe you've been able to stay away from the cream cheese. I hate cream cheese in general.
that might be it.
But it's like, that's what you get at a continental breakfast.
Yeah.
On a bagel. Like, that's when there's nothing else. There's always bagels and cream cheese. I hate.
Yeah.
It sucks. What's up, Ether? Good to see you, man.
Ether, what's up, man?
How is it in 9,000 degree heat? I'm just assuming that's how it is. But yeah, go to retrogameclub.net.
Yes.
Subscribe to their podcast. Rob and Hugh are awesome.
And it is what it sounds like. They do like a book club. It's a retro game club. So
Yeah.
they play every week. They both select a game and they play that game. And you can email and talk about it. So
Yeah, they let you know beforehand what the game's going to be so you can participate with them, which is really fun. And they cover gaming news and stuff. Retro gaming news, which is also great.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't remember. Their last episode, Hugh mentioned a website called like Indie Retro. There was a website that had Indie and Retro in the URL. And he said he gets a lot of stuff from them. And it sounded like an awesome website. I guess I'm going to have to go back and listen to it. I wish I could cite it. Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. It was I had a big Windows update today.
Yeah, I'll have one later. Not right now.
Unless it gets aggressive.
Yeah, which it just says, you go to hell. I'm updating right
I'm
now.
doing it right now. Either says that they already have warnings of heat death.
Jeez.
It's only May. Brutal. I think I'd like out in Arizona. I really do.
Yeah, I tried out.
I sweat easy, but I think I'd get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'd like the dustier desert versus like my allergies versus shit growing constantly in Ohio and just punching me in the face every morning. So yeah, cool. Go buy your sushi at the store and listen to the Retro Game Club.
Yes.
So in news this week, Dustin, this was something that had jumped out to me. Don't know if you had a chance to check out the Ars Technica article, but
Yes.
Gradius III has been fixed in a really cool way. This developer from Brazil was able to... I'll give you the cliff notes of it. Essentially, he was able to stop Gradius III, which is one of the most notorious slowdown culprits of retro games. He was able to look at the chips that were available for like later games, for example, Mario RPG, and take advantage of the chips that were in there. So this ROM that he had created now takes advantage in an emulator of what those chips would have available, and it completely eliminates the slowdown because it allows for a little... not overclocking, but a higher clock speed, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if overclocking is the right way to say it because I don't think it's using voltage to like boost it or whatever. I don't know. Maybe Dumbass can correct me. But what's cool about this particular ROM is it actually still works on native hardware. So if you have like the SNES to SD to NES, there's that like EverDrive type of cart. That this ROM on that cart into your Super Nintendo will still work with no slowdown.
That's awesome.
Now,
I wonder if you could get you could get chips and like burn actual like EPROMs and put them in a cart.
I'm sure if you were really hardcore, you could get that to work. That seems... Oh, you know what? Maybe not. I mean, you'd have to totally take chips off of boards and put new ones on there because those are read-only that are in carts, right? For the most part, unless there's like a battery backup. So you'd really have to take a chip out of the cartridge and resolder a new one in. Is that what you're talking about doing?
Yeah.
I mean, they do that in arcade cabinets all the time. So it's not... I mean, it is insane, but it's not like... possible. It's not impossible. I would recommend going the EverDrive route for $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
Was it SD2 SNES? I think that's what it's called. Like,
that sounds right.
because an SD card to the SNES.
Yeah. That sounds right.
I think it's so right now. I'm not surprised that they were able to fix this inside of an emulator. Like we just showed that Mode 7 one last episode.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. It fixed the Mode 7 jaggies. But that's not going to fix it if you put it on a cart and throw it into your real Super Nintendo.
Right.
This does.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. The developer, though, does admit that it actually makes the game way harder because the slowdown really saves you in Gradius 3. And according to the developer, he even admits like it doesn't feel as authentic. Like there's something about it that's just not quite right. It's almost like the developers were aware of the slowdown and designed around it, maybe.
Maybe so.
That was kind of the implication I was getting reading it. You know, that could just be my stupid monkey brain drawing conclusions that aren't there. As a disclaimer. So, it's like super smooth. It's buttery smooth, super quick. It's great.
Yeah, it looked great.
Either says the only microorganism you need to worry about here is the valley fever. FYI, it's a combination of different types of desert fungus, which while not deadly, it is annoying, especially for those who weren't born here. I'd take my chances. Because I feel like I got 10,000 of those that fly around me at all times and hit me in the face in the morning. So, yeah. But I think it's really cool that people are still digging at this stuff and realizing that, oh my God, later in the life cycle, there's different technology available that we can take advantage of in emulators and see if it works. And sure enough, this is one of those that did. It reminds me almost a little bit. Have you ever seen videos of people that have overclocked their Genesis?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Heine. Do you know who he is? He used to be called like EMU Review. He had a video up years ago where he had an overclocking mod on his Genesis. I don't remember if he did it or if he had someone do it, but there was a toggle switch and it would put it from like 7 megahertz to 10 megahertz. Maybe it's gigahertz. Would that? No. That seems crazy.
Probably megahertz.
Seven to megahertz for sure. 7 megahertz to 10 megahertz, and when he had the 10 megahertz flipped on, if Sonic would get hit with 100 rings, there would be no slowdown.
Cool.
It was wild to see. Now, I'm sure that chip got screaming hot trying to do that. Like, there's a reason that Sega didn't ship it like that, but it was neat to see that. I'm sure that video is still up somewhere.
He unlocked the blast processing.
He really, truly unlocked the blast processing, which was hard to do. I mean, Sega couldn't even do that. Nintendo couldn't do it. So, yeah, that's it for Gradius 3 and things being better now than they used to be. So, what do we have next, Dustin? Got some big news.
Bloodstained. Finally got a release date.
They've canceled everything. Uh-oh. You're holding your keyboard down.
I'm not.
So something's going crazy in our Google document. Maybe it was me. I'm not touching anything. Wait, whose Control Z works? That'll tell us who did it. Oh God. It must be me. I'm gonna say it was me. It's definitely me. What's going on here? Okay, keep talking, Dustin.
All right. So, let's see.
Keep going. Just don't worry about me. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to mute myself even. Bloodstained gets a release date.
Yes, June 18th for Steam. Good Old Games, PS4 and Xbox One. And the Switch version will be released on June 25th. There's so many ends. Okay. Intellivision is creating a new console called the Amico. It comes with... Yes, I know. I've gone past Bloodstained. Yes, it comes with two Ether says it was me. It comes with 2 Bluetooth controllers and an exclusive game, and they are getting Earthworm Jim. It is a reboot created by the original development team. And it will probably be just as uninteresting as the original 2 games. There's a bit of that action.
Well, my keyboard is not functioning anymore, so we're going to have to get through this without my keyboard.
All right.
So, okay. Yeah, a bunch of ends. I know I just need to restart. I know that's what the problem is. We're going to make it, so. All of you just got a glimpse as to why Dustin does not do a single mic show.
Yeah, right.
This is why we podcast together. Without the other one, we are in trouble. But, okay, so before we get back to, my keyboard is going fucking bananas. Before we get to Bloodstained, let's talk about this Amiga, because...
Yes.
What was the guy's name? Tommy Tillerico? I can't even get show notes up, man. You are really in charge.
Tommy Tellerico. He is now the CEO of Intellivision.
Wild.
Yeah, he started out as a janitor.
That's
like he wanted to do music for some game company.
Really?
And they were like, "Yeah, we're not hiring." And he's like, "Well, what do you got open?" They're like, "Well, you can be a janitor." So he was a janitor for the place, and he just kept like trying to get his way in over and over and over.
That the Todd guy from Bethesda was a similar way. He would deliver pizzas to Bethesda, and was like, "This is where I want to work. What do I need to do?"
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they got him a job, and now he's a meme. What's his name? Todd Howard?
Yes.
There is a Todd Howard. I don't know if it's the person I'm thinking of or not. It's tough to say. So the Amiga is coming back, or the Intellivision, and it's called, it's not Amiga.
Amico.
Amico. And it has an amazing launch trailer. This came out like 6 months ago or so. Dude, I am highly skeptical.
Yes.
Yes. So what it's an all digital platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be nothing but exclusive games unless it's like an old game.
Right.
There will be no DLC, no microtransactions for any games. The price for all games is $3 to $8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you see any way that this is actually... I just don't understand how they're going to make any money.
They're not. They're going to go the way of the Ouya.
Because it's going to be online, so there's going to be online leaderboards and multiplayer and stuff like that.
Yeah. And those will be accurate for like 5 minutes until somebody glitches something or hacks something, and then...
But let's assume that doesn't even happen.
Okay.
Let's give it all the benefit of the doubt. This is going to work exactly as promised. Let's say the 20 new games are going to be good. Again, this is really old news. This came out like right after our hiatus, so
yeah,
apologize here. So, I don't know what the console is going to cost, but it's slick. It comes with 2 controllers that look like old iPhones or old iPods with like a scroll wheel on the bottom and a screen up top.
Yeah, they are shaped in the same way that the old Intellivision controllers were, but now they look like that mixed with like a VMU or like a smartphone.
Yeah, but I mean, well, I guess in our audience, people will know what an Intellivision controller looks like, but
yeah.
So, I mean, because wouldn't it like a touchscreen, like a blank interface where the buttons would be on the Intellivision controller? I think it looks like dead nuts on like an old iPod.
Yeah.
Like those first iPods that were color could play video. It kind of looks like that. But it's clever. Like when you rest the controller on the console, when you put it back, it charges automatically. It's got a microphone. It's got speaker. It's got Bluetooth.
The console has LEDs in it that will change.
Which I think could be kind of cool. Instead of, like right now, PlayStation did that, but the only thing that can see the color change is your TV, which is an inanimate object, so no one's going to find any fun in that. But it'd be cool to see your console kind of glow. They showed, Toe Jam and Earl? I think the new Toe Jam and Earl, is that going to be an exclusive over there?
I don't think so.
Then maybe it's not going to be there, because didn't they say all new games will be exclusives in the trailer?
I thought so. It's been a while since I saw the trailer.
But I could have sworn that Toe Jam and Earl, the new one's going to be... I think it's going to be an exclusive somewhere. I would love to Google, but my keyboard... As Bithead1000 would say, fucked me tender. It's weird running a podcast without a keyboard.
Did you...
Did I try a different USB port? Sure did.
I was going to say, did you drop condensation in it? Because it looked like you took a drink, and then it started dropping N-bombs.
No. I don't think so. Like, I would have had to have leaned past the microphone to do that. But I guess on the way to me, that's extremely unlikely. It'll work after a reboot. No problem. We're just not doing that now. But so I guess, I know I've kind of given the specs and whatnot. Like, this is going to be rated E for everyone, or going to be all the games. So this should appeal to you, I would think. It's inexpensive from a per game perspective. It is all curated games. It's got to be approved by them before it goes available. It's going to have old games, new games. I don't know. It just seems kind of up your alley. Like as a dad that has an interest in letting their kids play video games from an early age. But you still seem skeptical.
I don't think it's going to be supported for very long.
That's my concerns. I don't think it'll be supported for long either.
So it looks like the old Toe Jam and Earl is on there. Games coming to the Amico feature updated graphics, modernized audio, additional levels, multiplayer modes, local and online tournament modes, and more. This includes games like Astro Smash, Shark, Baseball, Night Stalker, Skiing, Math Fun, come on, Pong, Asteroids, Centipede, Tempest, Adventure, Missile Command, Swords and Serpents, Miner 2049er, Super Burger Time, Toe Jam and Earl, and more.
Okay, so sounds like you got Genesis, you have... I think I saw 10-Yard Fight in the trailer. So that's an NES game.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you get a nice mix of old stuff. I'm going to guess that those are going to be the $3 range, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Either says from Pac-Man to Diablo 2.
Yeah. Make your kid play original games to make them appreciate the classics.
Well, a lot of the classics hold up. Like, it's not even just about appreciating it. They still just are inherently fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'll listen to Led Zeppelin, not because I'm trying to appreciate where rock music used to be. It's because I just enjoy listening to them.
He grew up playing the classics.
Oh, your son did, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not because, like, there's some sort of... You didn't start him on Atari. You didn't have him on the Odyssey. Like, those are not fun most of the time.
Yeah, I wanted him to start on good games.
And it's just... I know that we're extremely biased, but the amount of games that are still extremely fun to play that are on the NES and Super Nintendo and Genesis is still pretty staggering. I mean, they've got lineups that, from a fun perspective, hold up to catalogs of today. I know there's like different variations, but if fun is what matters, then you can absolutely get that. Man. It's never going to happen. I'm never getting my keyboard back, Dustin. All right, so do you want to talk about Bloodstained now?
Yeah, it's coming out June 18th.
June 18th. I did not watch the new trailer. Did you?
No, I don't want to see anything.
Okay. I was that way with. I'm still that way with Game of Thrones. Like, people are trying to give me theories. I'm like, I don't even want to hear your theory. I know you can't spoil anything, but I don't know. Part of the fun for me is, like, I realize that I'm going to miss some things.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to remain naive and ignorant and let the story play out for myself versus setting myself up with expectations of what to happen and then be disappointed, because that's what everybody is doing. Yeah, Ether's already making predictions. I think he's correct. But I don't even like talking about it. Like, everyone's so hardcore. I was that way. I finally saw... Did I talk about it? I saw Avengers Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that.
It was good?
Yeah.
Right.
I think Infinity War is better as a standalone movie, but I really liked it. I thought Endgame was super good. If you let your kid watch Infinity War, I'd probably let him watch Endgame, but man, Infinity War was sad.
Yeah.
There's no business letting... There were a lot of little kids that... Either says, spoiler, Batman dies in Endgame. Yeah, because Spawn killed him. That was the only non-Marvel and DC comic character that I could come up with on a hat was Spawn.
Yeah.
Is that even still a thing? Is he still a character?
I don't know. That's a good question. What's Todd McFarlane up to nowadays?
I don't know. Who did Spawn? Was that Image or was that Dark Horse?
Mm-hmm. Image.
Image? Okay. I loved the art and Image.
Yeah.
Like, they were fun to transpose and draw, like myself.
Dude, Spawn was cool.
Oh, Spawn was very cool. Spawn wasn't a joke until the movie.
Yeah. I still watch that movie.
It's dumb, but it's fine.
Yeah,
John Leguizamo's hilarious in it.
Yeah.
There's not much he's in that I'm, like, disappointed in. I mean, as far as his performances, I've always... Even his stand-up. People forget he's a great stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
In, like, the 90s, he would be on HBO specials after, like, Tommy Robinson and Chris Rock and stuff. You know, they'd have... John Leguizamo would have his own thing. I mean, he was by far the best in Super Mario Brothers. He's fantastic in John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
He's awesome.
Which comes out Friday, number 3.
Wait, 3 comes out Friday?
Mm-hmm.
No way. I did not know that.
True story.
Oh, boy. You know what I want to do right now? I want to use my keyboard and see if it's playing in my hometown. Because I live in a small enough town that we don't get movies.
Yeah.
Like, when we got Annihilation, I was floored.
Oh, wow.
And there were 6 people in the theater.
Of course.
6 dudes all sitting by themselves. One guy I know is married and like, clearly was there, like, on his own because no one would go see Annihilation with him. Which is sad. It's such a good movie.
That sucks. That was a cool movie.
It's a very cool movie. You know what? It'll probably be one of those that, you know, in like 15 years, like, film students are going to appreciate it. Like, it'll probably get a cult following. People are like, God damn, this was a flop? Really?
Yeah.
Especially in our day and age, when there's a bunch of... It's not like the movie's about it in any way, but there's a lot of strong female characters in that movie.
Mm.
And in today's climate, that's usually the first thing brought up. And no one seemed to give a shit about it, even though they were all really smart, strong women in a movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to tout Marvel movies as being empowering. It's like, what? All the women in Annihilation were super smart. Like, they have real character depth, you know?
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? Oh, there's my gushing over Alex Garland that I have to do every episode. I can't help it. I love him. And then he's probably going to pull Pro Jared on me and just devastate me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time that you're like, oh, this guy can do no wrong, you find out, like, uh-oh.
Turns out he's selling babies.
Oopsies. Yeah. So, Okay, Dustin, so Bloodstained comes out June 18th. What's next in the news?
There's new gaming segmentation established by Newzoo.
What's Newzoo?
Newzoo is a global provider of games and esports analytics. So they may know what they're talking about. I mean, that kind of sounds made up.
This was it sounds terrible until you see the categories that they break gamers out for.
Yes, they say.
I like this, actually.
Yeah.
So
they say that it's no longer hardcore and casual gamers. That there's actually 8 personas of gamers nowadays.
It's a spectrum.
And it is, yes. Everything's a spectrum.
Everything's a spectrum.
There's the ultimate gamer, the all-around enthusiast, the cloud gamer, the conventional player, hardware enthusiast, popcorn gamer, backseat viewer, and the time filler. And
we'll go through these definitions and try to determine which ones we are.
Well, I know which one I am because I took their scaled down survey.
Oh, okay.
Which is included in the article.
Maybe, man, sad. Can you throw the link in the description? Thank you. Okay, so why don't you talk through the definitions while I take the quiz?
Okay. So the 8 personas are so they actually did legit research on this, and they have it all broken down by percent of who was what when they did this. And the first one, the ultimate gamer, is you love nothing more than spending all your money and free time on games. 13% of people came in as the ultimate gamer. Next one was all-around enthusiast. At 9%, you live a balanced gaming life in your viewing, playing, and buying habits. Next up is the cloud gamer at 19%. You're most likely an early adopter of game streaming services and will only spend money on hardware when necessary. The conventional player at 4%. You own tons of gaming hardware and would rather spend your time playing games than watching other people play games. The hardware enthusiast at 9%. You keep up with all the latest hardware trends, and probably have a $5,000 extreme build rig with RGB lighting everywhere. There's the popcorn gamer at 13%. You don't play games all that much, but you like watching others play. The backseat viewer at 6%. You used to game a lot, but you got older and life happened, so you get your kicks from watching esports and play from watching esports and people play other games. And lastly, the time filler at 27%. Most people came in as this. You play games to pass the time when you have time, and you rarely touch a PC game.
So, which one did you end up as?
I came in as the all-around enthusiast.
That's what I would have picked for you, for sure. Okay.
Ether says, going back to Annihilation, he says, additionally, if the main character is a strong female base, and that is the main problem of the story, then you need to make them both struggle but have a chance.
And he's right. I mean, that's just character development 101, right? Their flaws shouldn't be how they were. The crux of the story shouldn't be that they were born a particular way, unless it prevents extraordinary challenges. It should be about their individual situation, which I think that I think that movie does an excellent job at. Like, you can really understand where everybody's coming from. There's a lot of relatable items with each of the characters.
Yeah, and none of them come off as super righteous. They all have their own personal quibbles. Yeah,
they're all flawed, in an understandable way.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big part of the movie is, the theme of self-destruction and all of that. So, God, go watch Annihilation. So, I really like that movie. Hey, I bought The Matrix on 4K Blu-ray. I watched. Did I tell you about that? I watched Oliver Harper's. He did this is my 4K Blu-ray collection. And there's a little mini review of all the Blu-rays he has. I only bought one after watching it, which I was really proud of. I would have bought a lot more, except it turns out there's a lot of 4K Blu-rays that are upscaled from 2K. So there is still some shenanigans going on. And at that point, you might, if you already have the Blu-ray, you're good. Because there's upscaling regardless.
Yeah.
But the Matrix Blu-ray has some undoing of color correction, so it was more like the cinematic release.
Okay.
And it was not upscaled in any way. It looks awesome. I still really... The older that movie gets, the dumber it gets. Like, the corny factor really starts coming out. But it's awesome. It's still so fun. Okay, I'm almost done. Oh my god, I'm just lying about that. All right, let's see. Over the past 3 years, how often yearly do I spend on games? Spend money on hardware used for games. Hardware for games? That's tough. I'll say average. Which of the fucking applies to you most? Okay. Dustin, if you were to guess what I am, what would you guess?
Were you the all-around enthusiast also?
Yep.
Yeah.
No big surprise there. It's I like gaming a lot. I stay up to date with it, but it's not everything. We have other hobbies.
Yeah.
I think I like talking about games as much as I ever enjoy playing them.
Yeah, I can see that.
And not ever. I this may be a little hyperbolic, but I like opinions. I like thinking about them critically. Mm-hmm. They're really interesting because they're so complicated, but yet we give such flippant opinions on stuff that's like I could never do, but it's I don't know. I enjoy talking about it for that reason, I guess. Yeah, I guess moving on. Dustin and I are all around enthusiasts. We're not I love that they call it ultimate. What the ultimate gamer?
Mm-hmm.
They deserve that name. That just remain. I hate calling myself a gamer. Maybe that's why, like, enthusiast. Do you ever call yourself a gamer?
No, if I was going to choose a master class, that would be something like dad or husband, or like there are a million things I would pick before I would pick gamer.
Yes, I'm a music enthusiast. I am a cook. I'm a guitar player. I like video games. So enthusiast, I like them a lot, but enthusiast sounds so much better. Gamer has just the worst connotation in my mind. I hate that term.
Yeah. It's
pejorative.
Gamer for sure. Yeah, it seems very limiting.
Yes, it does. It also doesn't take into account all the nuance within games, which I realize is a dorky argument. But there's so many different kinds of games. Like there's chess, there's Candy Crush. There are quote unquote hardcore games or triple A games. There's old games, new games that are made like old games. It's hard to either just call us traitors. I don't know why I hate that term so much, or I hate being labeled. I guess I don't like being labeled much in general, but something about being a gamer like really irks me.
It's basically a newer version of nerd or dork.
Yeah,
gamer.
It's worse than nerd and dork.
Yeah,
but you're right. But nerd and dork is cool now. So yeah, it's its replacement. I don't know. It feels too flippant. It doesn't.
Although I think gamer has been replaced with racist or cuck or soy boy or bigot. It's depending on what side of the aisle.
Whatever it is, whatever's gonna insult you for like totally being just a rational, nice person.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I guess depending on how it comes, I guess I don't like. Even though I'm very proud of the podcast and stuff, I don't like introducing myself as like, "Hey, I'm Scott. I play video games."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, these are some of the things I'm into. Just in the same way, I don't like introduce myself as somebody that's like, oh, hi, I'm Scott. I like to play guitar.
Yeah.
It's like what a child would say. I don't know. But I don't like when I'm labeled that way. It's weird, even though we do a video game podcast. You're right. I think you said it the best. It's limiting in an unfair way.
I'm gonna start introducing myself. Hey, I'm Dustin. I like Castlevania. Just
Really go hard with it, like super granular. And act like they're the crazy ones for not understanding. Okay, so what type of gamer are you? We'll have it linked in the description. The article is from New Zoo, like go to the zoo .com. And the website or the article is called "What Type of Game Enthusiast Are You?" Then it goes through everything that Dustin had talked about. So, very fun article. I totally agree with the article. I think that those are also very good descriptors under the umbrella of the types of people that play games that there are.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact that they brought up that there are also people who like video games that are completely passive. They just watch people play video games.
Yeah.
But they're still kind of included in there, and that's something I never thought of. But I was like, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
But yeah, it makes total sense. They absolutely should be. They're still consuming the content, and it sounds to me weird on the surface, but we've watched plenty of people play games. For me, like Day 9 is my favorite example. I enjoy watching him play video games. I like watch. I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering. I watch him play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
So in that small slice, I do identify with that, where I have no interest in playing Magic. I will never play Magic, most likely. But I'll watch Sean Plott play Magic. So I'm a passive Magic watcher. It's interesting how the personality makes such a big impact.
Yeah.
Like if you have a strong enough personality, you actually can get people that don't play games interested in watching hours and hours of games. It's that the thought of that sounds completely impossible. Could you imagine 10 years ago talking about
Just watching video games?
Just watching games. I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah.
But now I would totally argue, like, no, you should watch some people play video games. It's super fun. I absolutely get it.
Which is kind of funny because 10 years ago, EVE Online, the one that's basically another reality that it uses ISK.
Yeah, Eve. That's Eve.
Eve. Okay. I thought it was even 10 years ago. We were thinking about how cool Eve was, even though we were never going to play Eve.
Yes.
It's just this cool thing that we love to hear about. No interest in starting it whatsoever. But I love hearing stories about takeovers.
Yeah. We still get excited. When we hear about a big battle, it makes our show notes.
Yeah.
Because it's so cool. Oh, Ether said he played EVE Online. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, so Dustin, what do we have next on the agenda? What else are we going to talk about?
Retro RGB's article on component YPBPR switcher, which is just a big 8-to-2 component switch. And it has 2 pass-throughs.
Yeah, I think it's maybe, I don't know this because I didn't dig far enough in. Our buddy Dumez pre-ordered this.
Yeah.
But it's a manufacturer that Bob from Retro RGB was talking about. And I don't know if it's 2 simultaneous outputs. I think it might be. So I think you could throw one into a capture card and one to your TV.
Yeah.
Or one to your PC for streaming. But there's 8, you can hook up 8 component consoles. So for me, I have a 4-way switcher it's a Dynex that I bought off Amazon that I'm sure is shit compared to this. But I
think I had that same model.
The 4-way Dynex,
yeah,
came with like a remote and
yep.
I'll show you after the show. I was going to put my webcam over to it. But yeah, having 8 is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
With all the retro or HD Retrovision cables that are out that are really popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is cool. An 8-way switch for some of those people that have. I mean, you definitely could fill up 8, or you could make a dent in it.
Yeah, definitely.
If you bought enough cables, like, what do you have component for, or that you could have component for?
Right now I have, let's see, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo CD, PS3, Xbox.
PS3 is the big one, too, because if you do HDMI, it's copy protected.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Component's not, so the only way to get good PS3 footage is the component way. I'm sorry, what was after that? You said 360?
Yeah, I think I'm still using component through 360. Or yeah, because the model I have doesn't have HDMI, I don't think.
I think there are PS2 cables. Do
Yeah.
Retrovision make those?
They're Sony branded.
Oh, there are Sony branded ones, okay.
Yeah, but I think HD Retrovision also made those.
Okay.
And PSP I have component cables for. Yeah, I could easily fill this thing up.
The GameCube has
I
component
don't have
cables.
those.
No, but they exist. Do you have a GameCube?
I do. I have the GCHD actually. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Of course you do. The Wii, original Wii, had cheap knockoff component cables that you could get. So yeah, I mean, you alone could get a lot of mileage out of this.
Yeah, and it has that like make it yourself plexiglass look to it, which I love.
Me too. It's like the OSSC has that. It's open source. There's a board that is sandwiched between protective plastic.
Yeah.
It's like a Raspberry Pi, but it comes in a little bit of a housing unit. That has... Yeah, there's something really rad about no sides that you can see into it.
Yeah, it reminds me of 90s clear plastic.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. The old phones and stuff.
Yeah. Although this thing's probably going to have some size to it if it has all those components.
I bet it's at least as big as that Dynex switcher that we have. Like to put it in perspective, I bet that it's not going to be as tall as a Super Nintendo, but I bet it's pretty close to as wide and as deep as a Super Nintendo is.
Yeah, I bet it's a safe bet.
Generation 1. Don't know for sure, but probably. So that'll get a little awkward, but who cares? It's all about... A device like this is all about video quality and convenience of switching. I know Demez has an insane setup as well. He's got videos on his YouTube channel that shows the whole rat's nest that he has, the different consoles he has hooked up.
And I'm looking at this thing right now, and it has a yellow, so it looks like it'll do composite also.
Not a surprise that someone making this type of device would allow for a composite as well. That would be a huge missed opportunity. So you definitely could fill one up. Like no question. You do it tomorrow, and probably need 2. Start daisy chaining them.
I'd have to have another
get 15.
Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite things when... do you remember the episode where James Rolfe talked about... like he had to have an Excel sheet that showed what buttons to hit so that he could get consoles to work through his chain that he had to put together?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's fun. I can relate.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Not so much anymore. I have done good paring down. And I have split my consoles apart. So I'm not forcing everything through one TV anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like I have my retro consoles here in this little closet I record in. My Xbox is in my main living room, and then I put my PS4 in my bedroom.
Cool.
So yeah, go to we highly recommend retrorgb.com and that YouTube channel. But if you're into the high fidelity old retro games, definitely check out his stuff. Subscribe to his channel. He's one of the guys that does the Retro Roundtable podcast with The guys from HD Retrovision.
Those guys. Hey, do yourself a favor and follow all those guys on Twitter.
They're hilarious.
Man.
I've started like Voltar's on there and DB Electronics and Bob from Retro RGB and Steve and Nick from Retro RGB or HD Retrovision. They do not pull punches, man. They are nasty to each other. They are hilarious.
Yeah, you can tell they're really good friends.
Yeah. So, and they're all like very smart about all this stuff. So if you follow it at all, they actually make jabs related to this stuff, and it's awesome. Voltar was the guy that I emailed randomly years ago about getting my Super Nintendo modded. That like responded back, and I tried to do it myself. So it was really weird because I found him Googling. Someone mentioned him on a forum, so I emailed him, and he was nice, and he responded. And like 2 years later, I'm like listening to his podcast every week. It was very strange. Yeah. It was cool.
The internet's cool sometimes.
The internet is amazing. It makes the world feel small. And that was a nice instance of that in a real positive way. So the last thing is our buddy Dumez, speaking of Dumez, got an electric car.
I haven't had a chance to see this video.
It's just him talking about his car in his Dumez fashion. He flosses a bit, which is funny. I want an electric car. I guess that's the reason. He sent us an email about this. Oh, also, he emailed us about Retro RGB. So shout out to Dumez. He was the one that brought the article to our attention. But yeah, he bought I think it's a Nissan Leaf. He gets, I think, around 200 miles for a charge.
Man.
I know the 300 is the Tesla goal or whatever. That's what is a gasoline replacement. Okay. I could do 200 miles, like no problem. I rarely would be in a situation where I couldn't get away with that. I want an electric car, man. Although at work I'm reimbursed for gas, so it does, like all my work related stuff kind of balances out. I'd love an electric car though, man. Like no oil changes. Wait. They still got to grease something, right?
I feel like it.
But it's just a battery driving axles. There's not an engine. Like an oil change is just for the engine, right?
Yeah, I mean it lubes the pistons that fire, right?
Yeah.
Do electric engines have pistons?
No, I know they don't.
Dream of electric sheep.
Yes. Yes. Those are the real replicants.
Yeah, we're driving them.
Dude, I got all excited. There was a Keanu Reeves movie called Replicas.
Oh, yeah.
10% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to have a hard time
oh, no.
watching that. I love Keanu Reeves. I'm a huge fan of his. But he does do some stinkers. Not what he's ever picked on, though. Like, he's picked on for The Matrix. He's picked on for Bill and Ted. Like, these are movies I adore.
Mm-hmm.
But Knock Knock, Eli Roth movie, terrible. Yeah. Although, the girl that plays the AI in Blade Runner 2049, I forget her name at the moment. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Joy?
Joy, yes. Nice. Yeah. That actress is in Knock Knock.
Huh.
She's one of the evil girls or whatever.
Knock one.
She was just
that was their names, right?
Yeah. Knock and Knock Knock.
Knock and Knock.
Blink once for yes, twice for no. Yes. Did you ever see that South Park where they were spoofing the Star Trek episode? Mm-hmm. There was a teacher that like Cartman got killed or like paralyzed and put in this apparatus. And they were like, did the boys do this to you? Blink once for yes, twice for no. It was the other way around. Whatever the case is, they're supposed to be... I'm ruining this joke. But there was a command to blink once for yes, blink twice for no. The person blinks twice, and they're like, yes, okay. It's South Park. They do it better than I do. What am I going to do? So yeah, so go get an electric car, be nice to the environment and all that kind of stuff. So Dustin, even though I don't have the show notes up in front of me,
Yes.
I do know that it is time for some trivia.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Boom. Layup. Released for the Sega CD peripheral. They even have that. To the Mega Drive. My mom got me an import stack. It doesn't even say Genesis. That's why it's good. Released for the Sega CD peripheral to the Mega Drive in 1992, which full motion video game has the player protect Kelly Med and others using traps and security cameras.
Night Trap.
Just like,
look out behind you, Night Trap.
I was just watching. You ever watch a YouTuber called Wrestling in Gaming or Wrestling with Gaming?
Sounds familiar.
He did he showed the Howard Johnson guy or whatever from Nintendo of America before Supreme Court during that whole trial that's going on. Mm-hmm. That was him saying Nintendo will never have Night Trap on their console. You can go to the Wii shop and buy it right now. Dude, Nintendo really was a dick. They threw Sega under the bus instead of like protecting the industry. Yeah. So
I don't know. Maybe government smaller then? I feel like they were. Perhaps they're just not. They weren't as in my face because of
social media,
the prevalence of the internet.
Yes, that's what it was. It was just as corrupt, if not worse. God, what a good job! Like, you could spend months, and all you have to do is just ask questions to some video game people. Like, our Congress people do fucking nothing in this country. That is a great job. I mean, they really do absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, they're professionally useless.
Like, it's crazy. Like, at least
if you try and make them work, then they'll shut down the government.
Yes, at least in England they get in really funny debates.
Yeah,
where they go like hardcore at each other. They don't even do that in the States. It's garbage. Ether goes, I'm suffering here, studying for finals. Oh, that's brutal. That sucks. I hated finals.
I was really like taking tests.
You did like taking tests?
I don't know. It's because I could always bring I just remembered the answers. That's
how tests are supposed to work, so I can understand why you enjoyed it.
Like, I never had any anxiety whenever I would sit there and I pissed off my friend because we were both in this journalism class and I was failing the class because I never did homework. But then I aced the exam at the end of the year and got a higher score than he did. Yeah. And he was always, he never let me live that down.
Yeah, I was like your friend, so I'm with him. Fuck you. This is working towards PTC. Do you know what that is? Physical therapy certification? Either what is
Yeah, there it is.
I said therapy, not therapist.
Service.
And service, not squad. Awesome, man. That's very cool. Dustin, congratulations. You now have I believe, a winning record.
Do I?
I think you were 2 out of 4. I think you're now 3 out of 5.
I am 3 out of 6.
Okay. Can you update the notes there at the bottom for me?
Yes.
So while you're doing that, it is I knew who was going to be listed as our YouTube channel of the week this week. It was obvious that it was going to be ease related. But this week, I think I'm predicting that Dustin is going to feature a channel called Above Up.
Yes.
So before Dustin talks about him, I think I made it through the first 5 episodes of his ease retrospective. Very good. So
Right?
yeah. Smaller channel, like making killer content, really in depth. So yeah, why don't you talk about Above Up and what he's doing?
So he has reviewed a bunch of stuff, but the thing that caught my eye was his E series review. And he has gone through and he has reviewed every single Ease game, like 1 through 8 and Origin.
And he has a nice playlist, and
Mm-hmm.
they're about a half hour long.
Yeah. And he, like, he'll do Ease 1 and 2 on, he did the Turbo Duo version, but he also did, like, the remake version.
He eventually knocked that off, though, because that's
Yes.
crazy. Yeah, but he'd review
Yes.
the game twice.
He did.
Review each port, which is awesome.
Yeah. I saw that he has, like, he had less than 3,000 subscribers. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's going to pass us up real fast.
Yeah.
'Cause his content is amazing.
I love. I think it's part of the reason why I really like Console Wars as well. Is I love seeing someone break down the differences between ports of a game.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't do that. He reviews the game as is on one system, and then as he's talking about the next system review, will reference back. You know, he doesn't usually. It's not argumentative. It's almost like the first half is one system review, the second half is another system's review.
Yeah.
The Turbo Duo, like, with the TurboGrafx 16 or PC Engine, whatever you want to say. I know the Duo's got the CD in it, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are there
It's
any?
like the CDX or JVC XI.
Oh, that's right. I loved, because you have the XI, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And CDX.
of course. The CDX is that really small one, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
You can use it
one's-
as a CD player.
That one's badass. That looks like a
Yeah,
Walkman.
it is.
That one's cool as hell. The XI or whatever is functionally very cool, but it looks like any other big console or whatnot. But that
Yeah.
CDX is
Yeah. It's cool.
something else, man.
The XI feels kind of hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like an NES does,
Kind
or
of.
even less than that.
But it's
or
spread
more than-
thinner.
Would it be more than that? I guess the NES. I just know it's hollow.
Yeah.
It was still pretty thick plastic.
Mm-hmm.
This
This
one,
feels the XI feels a little more. The plastic feels a little more brittle,
okay,
but it feels less hollow.
weird. Well,
Slightly
maybe
less.
that's because it's shallower, so
Yeah, definitely.
you can feel the vibrations differently in your hand, even though you can't cognitively notice it. Your brain still notices it.
We should do that. We should do console review by feel.
Oh, hollow, yeah.
Like,
What's the feel? This one feels more substantial. I recommend it, and people are like, "What the hell? Why are you recommending the Odyssey? There's no games."
I guess the beefiest would probably be the original Xbox, right? That thing was,
That thing's a hoss.
yeah.
You know what would, on that criteria, you know what would do really well? The Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think? You ever held
I don't
one?
know. I don't think I've ever held one before.
Oh yeah, it's like a denser Sega.
Ooh, all right.
Terrible console. This is bad criteria, but I love this idea to review systems on this. Our Dynex switcher, terribly hollow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
looks big. It's light as a feather. But yeah, Above Up is a really good YouTube channel, and the Ease series is excellent. I doubt I'll play any Ease games to the point that I'll remember any of them, so I will eventually watch all of his videos through the whole series. Except for Origin. I might skip his Origins review, because I actually made it through a couple hours of that on the Xbox One. I think I might someday plan to pick that up.
YouTube channel of the week.
Week. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that, didn't I?
Week. Yeah, it felt weird.
Without a keyboard, I am lost. So sorry, everybody. no YouTube channel of the week sound effects this week, but there still is a great YouTube channel, so go check out Above Up on YouTube, and yeah, give them a subscribe. Watch the Ease series. I'll link the playlist instead of just like a particular video. I'll just link the whole Ease playlist that he has.
Yes.
It's like, if you're not sure what to binge, just binge that. If it's like a lazy Sunday afternoon or something. So I guess you've been playing more than me this week. I'll jump in real quick, and I'll just want to mention that Nier is settled a little bit into more of what I was expecting.
Okay.
More platinum developer kind of game where there's a lot of third-person action combat-y stuff. But I'm really excited to see how this all wraps up. There is this tone that it's jarring and it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Cool.
But I can't wait to continue to play and see how it goes. Maybe I'm giving it too much credit or whatnot, but it feels like I'm 3 hours in and like, am I the baddie? It's kind of one of those things. I feel conflicted about what I'm doing in the game, but it's super fun to play. So yeah, Nier's great. I still play a little bit of Rocket League. What else do I have on the notes? Didn't I have one other thing on there?
You almost bought Monster Boy on Switch.
Almost bought Monster Boy. I was watching the My Life in Gaming. It's $40 though.
Ooh.
Now there's a Wonder Boy remake, Dragon something or whatever, that's $20.
Mm-hmm.
But Monster Boy is a whole new game in the Wonder Boy line.
Oh, okay.
And My Life in Gaming, both those guys said it was their favorite game of 2018 or 2017, whenever it came out.
Cool.
And it's like 2D, and it looks super clever. But I think I'm going to get through Nier before I pull the trigger on that. I've got it on wish lists everywhere. So if I see it on sale, I'll probably pick it up. Also, Nier, their Twitter account said that they've sold 4 million copies digitally. Like, just digitally. And they're like, without any marketing, and we're not a AAA, like, this is something that they weren't expecting from that game. They're like, it's an obscure game about robots. The first one didn't sell well.
When you have Giant Bomb gushing about you for their game of the year.
Makes an impact.
Yeah.
That definitely helps. But you know what? I agree with Alex. It's fucking awesome. Like, Nier Automata is really... It's really cool, man. I cannot wait to see how it wraps up. I'll probably do some of those. I know this is a game where you're intended to play through it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally see that. It's fairly linear, but there are exploration little carrots out there, which is really fun. So,
see how long it takes to beat it.
I think it's an 8 to 10. Not for me, though. I have died a few times and lost progress.
Ooh, main story, 20 and a half hours.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm not. I thought I was so far behind. 20 and a half. All right. I'm only playing it once. I'll go to YouTube to look up the rest of those alternate things. Okay, 20 and a half. All right. So this is more like a God of War length.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Dude, did you watch the God of War documentary that Sony put out?
No.
Reviving Kratos? Is that what it's called? I was going to say A+. I'll go A-.
Ooh, all right.
Very good. Definitely watch it.
Sweet.
There's a little... If you've watched a lot of documentaries, there's some documentary tropes in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. I really like the actors that played Kratos and the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Atreus. It was neat seeing behind the scenes of those two interact. It makes sense that the development of the the character development of the game works so well. When you see those two acting together, it makes sense. Like, okay, I totally buy in that these two care about each other. So their performances really kind of came through in the game. I can't believe that they pulled the game off. You know, you watch one of those documentaries, it seems like every game is just absolute firestorm, and sometimes it comes together. God of War seems to be no exception to that, which is cool. Ether is recommending Dragon's Dogma. I've heard about this game, but I have never played it. You ever played Dragon's Dogma?
No, I remember Josh talking about it.
Okay. Maybe that's why it's familiar to me. It was Josh.
Yeah, he loved it.
The Gooch. He got married and went off into the rolling hills of Kentucky and said, I've had enough of this podcasting stuff.
He said, this is going nowhere.
He was right.
Get out of here.
He was right. But still fun. Miss Josh. Shout out to Gooch if he ever hears this. Awesome guy. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I almost bought that. So what have you been doing, man?
So if you are going to play Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, try not to take a break from it. If you do take a break from it, don't take a break right before you go to fight a boss.
Uh-oh.
Because I did.
Are you stuck?
And I was getting my ass kicked left and right. And I have not played it since.
Dude, I did that with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So yeah, I got up to Genichiro the second time you see him, and he is just basically unbeatable for me at this point.
That sucks.
I mean, if like I could bang my head against him enough times that I could get through him.
Sure.
But right now, I'm just not. I don't have it in me.
Eventually, you will. Yeah, eventually you'll succeed. But man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I might come. It literally might be like 2 years from now. I'll go back to Sekiro and start over.
Oh no, it's that bad.
Yeah. Just because I don't have any interest in it right now.
Yeah,
like I'll have 30 minutes to play a video game. I don't want to spend 30 minutes dying to a boss repeatedly. And
well, that's exactly where I am with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
That game came out 2 years ago. I bought it immediately, and 30 hours in, I stalled. And I've tried twice to go back to it, and I'm just... If I have that situation, I'm going to play some Rocket League. Or a game that I've been playing for years now is Uncharted 4. I'm definitely going to finish Uncharted 4 before I finish Breath of the Wild. I think I'm on like chapter 15 or 16 out of 20 something.
Yeah.
Every now and again on a Sunday, I just get in the mood to play Uncharted, and I play through a chapter, and then I turn the game off. I've never played all the way through an Uncharted game. I'm excited to actually do that.
I need to play that fourth one.
I think Golden Abyss is the only one I've actually ever played. Yeah, it is. The other closest thing would be like the Tomb Raider reboots. Which I'd really like to get to that third one sometime.
I need to get to the second one.
I really liked the second one. I really liked the first one. Those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
I got to put that third one on a wish list. Pick it up for $10. You know that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Have they ever done any of those Tomb Raiders on a giveaway for the
Humble Bundle
game, or even like a game of the month with like PSN or Xbox?
Oh right, huh?
I don't think I've ever seen a Square published game that way.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Huh.
Man, those are really good. That first one was really a shocker.
Yeah.
Just that it was great.
Yeah. Like, it was really good.
Fun story. Go watch that movie. That's fun.
Oh, I need to. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? It's fun. It's Alex Garland casting Alicia Vikander. That's why I'm a huge fan of her. Ex Machina girl. He is like I like him so much. He's definitely gonna pull a Bro Jared. He's been sending nudes to 13-year-olds for decades now. It's gonna break my heart. All right. So what else you been playing?
So I own some rare games.
You do.
Metal Warriors is one of those. So I was like,
The SNES side scroller brawler.
the robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Happy Video Game Nerds who turned me on to that. Hidden Gems. I think it was a Derek Alexander video that turned me on to that game.
So the Metal Storm?
No.
No?
I know he did that too. Hold on, I can't Google. I could have sworn he also did a Hidden Gems.
Maybe he did.
I don't know.
But anyway, that game's pretty good. I've been playing it. It's also really hard. Like you can die really easy.
It seemed hard because it's like Final Fight, but no like plane. It's just one line that you're on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have any real knockback or invincibility frames after you get hit.
Oh, that's also really tough.
Yeah, something can just drain your hit points really fast.
Can you get stuck on the side of the screen?
No.
Okay.
I've not done that. But yeah, Metal Warriors, you pilot mechs. There's a bunch of different mechs that you can get into. You can exit your mech whenever you want to by hitting select. So it's kind of like not a Bionic Commando. What is it? The other one, the Jumpy Jeep.
Jackal? Wait. Oh, Blaster Master?
Yes. Jumpy Jeep was the Japanese title. Not really.
That's my baby metal cover band.
Yes. But yeah, it's pretty good. I actually streamed it for maybe an hour on Twitch. Okay. By the way, if you're not following us on Twitch, please go follow us on Twitch. We are at classic_elite. I just got done streaming some Far Cry 2 today. So yeah, go follow us. We have 45 followers. If we get 50 and we have 3 viewers on average and like a set number of people talking to each other, we'll become an affiliate.
Oh, that's all? The bar's that low?
It's pretty low, yeah.
Oh shit, we need to be doing... Because YouTube is, as we will say, thank you Bithead 1000, has fucked us tenderly. So moving platforms is not a bad idea. I thought that it was way more difficult to be affiliate.
Yeah. Now for partner, that's way ahead of us. I'm not worried about that right now. But for affiliate, that's actually super within our reach.
Well, so what? Hold on, let me see. I got a missed call. Oh, okay. It's about golf this weekend. We're good. Well, I'm kind of on call tonight. I wouldn't have to go into work, but I might have to answer questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been drinking vodka, so I obviously can't go into work, but...
Hopefully the questions will be about modded Genesis. Like, yes, 10 megahertz.
10 megahertz, baby. Definitely megahertz. Why was I even thinking gigahertz? Like, 7 gigahertz doesn't exist yet.
Maybe it's just the Genesis is that powerful.
At a consumer level. Yeah. What they didn't realize was blast is like a like short for like a multiplier. You know, like it's shorthand. Like the way that like Google means like however 25 zeros after a 1 or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, call me for Genesis mods after hours. I'll get you taken care of.
Yes. Yes, if you are listening to us not on YouTube, go follow us on Twitch, classic_elite, twitch.tv, classic_L337.
So what's the difference between affiliate and Does affiliate let us have badges and stuff, and partner
Yes.
is ads?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Like affiliate, you get subscribers at that point. That's when people can like give you money to stay subscribed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we need to figure out a different way to raise some money to keep the show's costs
Yeah.
paid for by the viewers. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun, because then if we had Twitch Prime subscribers, we could just ditch the Amazon affiliate links and just, if you love us, you can give us $3.50 with your Twitch Prime subscription. That'd be fun. Yeah.
We're at 45 followers right now.
So we're close.
We are 5 followers away.
We used to do Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. We'll start doing that, unless there's going to be a revolt. What do you think, Ether? Would you come watch us on Twitch? Okay. So, yes, you did some Far Cry 2 on Twitch. What else you been playing, man?
I played some Ease Books 1 and 2 because Above Up got me in an Ease mood.
Get that bump combat.
Yeah. I was... So I thought I had... Do you multi-stream? Goblin 215. We are going to start next week.
Yeah. Well, we think thank you, Goblin, for asking. Yeah, we think we're going to broadcast both on YouTube and on Twitch. We'll let Dustin run the Twitch one. We'll have both chats up.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
In regards to our content creation, what I've been thinking about is like all my streamy stuff going to Twitch and like trying to create actual like videos, like edited stuff for YouTube.
That makes perfect sense.
Because our edited stuff seems to do well on YouTube. Our stream stuff on YouTube does not.
Yes. If you're an affiliate on Twitch, you cannot multi-stream.
Well, if we become affiliate on Twitch, we could just always switch stream over there. So.
Yeah, because... Well, they wouldn't know anyways. Because I'd stream to YouTube, you'd be streaming to Twitch. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This whole internet stuff is too hard for us, Dustin. It's amazing that we get this podcast out. Honestly.
That's a good point.
I don't understand how any of it works. I just know it does when I click certain buttons.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I still don't understand how our podcast gets to phones. I don't understand RSS at all.
Well, it's really simple.
But I don't even understand how to set it up. Like, God bless Gooch for hooking us up with that.
Yeah, right?
He knows what he's doing. So
Thank you. Thank you, Goblin.
Appreciate that, Goblin. You didn't see it earlier when my keyboard crashed. We froze like amateurs.
I was like, yes, Bloodstained is a video game. It will release in the month of June.
He turned into like a VO guy from like a 1950s made, science classroom documentary. Like, This is the inside of a cell. This is the nucleus. This is the wall. So yeah. Okay. What else you been playing, man? Ease Books 1 and 2.
Yes.
On the Turbo Duo.
Yes.
Nice.
OG hardware. I thought I had a save where I had already done all the grind, but I did not. So I did the grind on stream.
Was because that's just a Hue card game, right?
That's a CD game.
That is a CD game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so then how does saving work?
You just save to the system. I think I created that before I moved, and it spent too long unplugged, and the battery backup's probably dead.
I was just going to ask, like, did you lose... That's kind of what I'm getting at. Do you think you might have lost the grind?
Yeah.
Even today's?
So today's? No, I probably still have it. Just because it's still plugged in right now. So I think I'm good.
Oh, okay. Now, how hard is it to change I'm assuming it's like a 2032 watch battery kind of thing in there.
Yeah.
How hard is that to change?
Probably not. At the most, maybe desolder some stuff.
Okay, I was in Super Nintendo carts and whatnot, to change those, you usually do have to do a little bit of soldering.
Yeah. But I have my what do you call it? My ROM dumper came in, so I could totally do that.
Oh yeah,
I could totally dump the ROM, throw it back on there.
that's so cool. You got to. Let's not talk about the ROM dumper now because we're late in the episode.
Yeah.
Let's nerd out over one of the next episodes coming up about this. Like, I want you to impress the HD Retrovision guys with your analysis of this product.
Okay.
But it's cool as hell, man. You got a ROM dumper.
I do. Yeah.
Like, I had no idea you were even gonna buy that. So, like, what's it compatible with? Before we get too nerdy.
The one I got, you can buy ones that you kind of configure how you want. I got all of them. So it is Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, NES, Famicom, maybe one more, and a Game Boy.
Nice. Dude, if Paprium ever fucking comes out, I'm sending it to you to see if this works.
Okay.
And I have never seeded a torrent in my life, but these bastards... Like... No, I won't really do that. I full disclosure, I won't really host the ROM. But, seriously, you want to talk about putting that device through the test. If it can dump that ROM, then you can dump anything. Because if it comes out, hypothetically... it'll have like more megabits and whatnot than any other Genesis game by threefold. Did they ever do? Yeah, at least, because I think 24 meg carts were the highest. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So close to threefold. What would have been? Were some of those EA games? What would have been that high? Most were like
maybe like
8
Phantasy Star 4.
Oh yeah,
like some of the bigger RPGs.
Yeah,
maybe?
that makes sense. That makes sense. But it would be cool to see if I'll send you Pure Solar and Paprium to see if it'll dump those. That would be like Homebrew. It's just cool to see if Homebrew works. Oh, I'll send you that. Yeah. Well, I need to send you Halloween 86 anyways. So I was going to give that to you. That orange NES card, that Halloween game.
Yeah.
I need to send that to you. I got to look for that case. I don't know what I did with the cardboard case. Somewhere around here. I got the cart, so you're all good. So you've been playing anything else before we get to some feedback and call it a show?
I played. Okay. So I've had a bit of synchronicity here recently where every idea I've had, I've looked on Twitter and someone else has done it.
Okay.
Like I was going to do Castlevania games.
I have synchronicity on vinyl. I just can't reach it.
I was going to do Castlevania games until the Castlevania collection releases. Gigaboots is doing that. The YouTube channel and Twitter that has like a bajillion more followers than us.
Well, it's because he comes with good ideas faster than either of us do.
And then I was like, you know what? That's why I played Kid Dracula, because I was going to do that. No one watched. It was...
Was it fun? I mean, not that no one watched, but I've never played Kid Dracula. Because it's
pretty
rare.
fun up until the last level. The last level is kind of a bit of a bite in the ass. The Game Boy game's better, I think.
But the collection's having the Famicom version, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? My birthday was last week sometime.
Oh, yeah. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a birthday stream. So did the Dreamcast guy.
So what? So you share birthdays. Like we can get collaborations out there.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a self-deprecating joke. Went on Twitter to do it. I immediately saw a tweet that made the exact same joke. Like it wasn't an original joke. I was just going to modify it to make fun of myself.
Sure.
And then someone else already did it. I was like, the son of a bitch.
Then they saved you.
It's frustrating as hell.
It's brutal when you're like, I'm being creative. No, I'm not. Like,
yeah,
or I'm being unique. Nope.
I just put my phone down and we did something else. I was just like, I'm just gonna not punch my work phone now.
I'm gonna go push my lawnmower. I know I did it yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I still say do it, and if you realize you're second to the line, just shout him out. Like, oh yeah, I realize Gigaboots is also doing this, but come on, I love playing Castlevania games. Like, your take on Castlevania is still yours.
It is.
You know, I know that sounds like obvious, but
I also think that if people have a choice, then it's not.
they're probably not choosing us.
It's exactly. Yes.
Like, I get that. It is what it is. What are you going to do?
Before I started, I was like, you know what? This probably won't be a waste of time. And then I saw that tweet, and I was like, well, maybe next time.
Stay creative. It'll all work out. So, yeah, other than having your soul crushed with good ideas that someone else had, you know, it's a good thing you don't play music. You'd be inadvertently infringing on copyright all day.
Yeah.
Like, I just came up with this great song. It's called La Bamba. You play it for a friend, and they'd be like, dude, that's a Richie Valens song. You'd be like, no.
The day that music died.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Jerk, but I'm not playing on a harmony guitar. It's not the same. So.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Goblin says that I love Castlevania.
We all do.
Goblin says I love Castlevania. So yes, you are our people.
You're welcome into our circle. Not like you're welcome to have that opinion. I'm not like a ruler. You're welcome in our chat. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So outside of having your creativity challenged,
yes. But besides
the swiftness of your creativity,
realizing I have no original ideas and everyone's doing what I'm trying to do.
No,
better.
you do have original ideas. You're just slow to get them out.
Yes, that's it.
That's the key.
You know what it is? Other people don't have kids.
I hear that puts a wrinkle in things.
So my kid had a field day yesterday. Gigaboots.
Yeah,
Suck it.
Wasting your time playing Castlevania. So for any because we do have some overseas listeners, field day from where I'm from is the oldest kids at the school, whatever grade that is. They run all these outdoor events at the end of the school year that have like balloon tosses, and it's kind of like carnival game kind of stuff, but it's all like physical activity. Is that what Sully's going through? Yeah, and at the beginning of the day, it was like water stuff. Like they'd have a full glass and they'd put on top of their head and they'd run over to a bucket and then dump it out. Yeah. Or they would run over to a bucket and fill a sponge full of water and then run over to their bucket and wring it out. That was kind of the fun, less competitive stuff that they did in the morning. And then in the afternoon, they went back out and they did like potato sack races. They did like a relay, tug of war. Yeah. I think. Yeah, ours, like where I went to school, it was like kindergarten to third grade. So the third graders did most of the, I don't know, running of the events. Now that I think about it, obviously the teachers were still doing it. Just third graders didn't participate. They just were, quote unquote, in charge. But from 4th to 8th grade, the 8th graders would do it. It was always like a badge of honor to get to run an event. And it was cutthroat in 8th grade, man. People wanted certain events and some people didn't want others. And it was it was tough. I wonder if any international listeners, unless they're all bots on our stats, if anybody, do you guys have field day in England or France? Like the equivalent where the older kids in the school, everybody gets out of school for the day and they just go play in a field for activities. Let us know if you guys do that. If not, it's one thing in our schooling system we do right. So cool. All right. Well, do you want to get to Dumbass's comments and then we'll wrap it up? Because
Dumbass comment?
Ooh. I thought so. Oh, no. We actually did cover these because you saw Alice in Chains. So, no. Nobody commented on the last episode. It's okay. We forgive you all. Thank you for downloading the podcast. That's going to be it for the week then, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, I don't have the notes, Dustin, so let me see if I can get this correct. I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music, and also shout out to Cubby for allowing us to use his song Tidal Force as the outro music. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do that. Our handle is just at Classic Elite, at Classic L337. You can get us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that fun stuff. Also, Twitch, as Dustin mentioned earlier, we are Twitch. At Twitch, we are classic_leet. If you want to support the show financially, we do have Amazon affiliate links in the description. So if you click on those and buy something, especially digital video games, we'll get a little bit of a commission, which is great. But we don't get enough of those right now to sustain the channel. So if anybody wants to get super click happy, that would be awesome. And I think that's going to be it. So, Dustin, did I leave any holes in the normal outro?
Did you mention RSS feed?
I did not, but you can get that on our website, No, that's our website. Just go to classicelite.com. Our email address is classicelite@gmail.com. And then our podcast is also available on Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher. Podcast Addict is the best Android app.
Yes.
And yeah, that's gonna be it. I did my best. I'm really antsy to restart my computer, man.
I couldn't tell.
What are we gonna do? Hopefully it does restart. So, but anyways, I know it was a little clunky of an episode, but I still had a good time. Dustin, I think you seemed like you were having a good time as well. So
clunky's always better.
You know, sometimes there's some charm in it.
Yeah.
We've been way too professional for one episode because my computer kept fucking crashing the previous several. So anyways, I guess I'm gonna have to rebuild a computer here this month. Like, that sucks. I don't have $2,000 to do that, but whatever. That's what credit cards are for. I'm glad I have no credit card debt at the moment. So
yeah, it's like magic money.
It's like free money. I don't like.
Yeah.
I'll just rack up $500 in interest and then pay it off with a tax return next year. Woo! There we go.
No.
All right. Well, everybody, seriously, though, thank you very much for listening, especially if you made it this far into the episode. We really appreciate you checking out episode 290 of the Classic Elite podcast. And we will, Ether, Goblin, thanks for stopping by, guys. Forgot to shout you out.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you guys next week for episode 291.
Boosh. Boosh, boosh, boosh.
Boosh. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to shut down the stream. Just finished recording, so thanks for stopping by. Really enjoyed it. Ether, stay chill, my friend.
Yeah, good luck on your finals.
Yes. Good luck with all that. That sucks. And 9 to 10 years for the doctorate. Keep with it. It'll pay off. It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. We'll have like the head trainer of ASU, like chilling with our podcast every week, you know, or maybe like the Cardinals or something like that. That'd be fucking cool. So, all right. Well, hey, I'm gonna shut down the stream. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.